Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Wonder Woman issue 64. Look at this variant cover, huh? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Good Lord. Absolutely gorgeous. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm telling you. Good stuff, good stuff. This is probably the best issue of J. Willow Wilson so far. And it's a vast improvement on what's came before. And primarily because we finally get into the heart of a decent character, and that's Veronica Cale. Veronica Cale has returned in all her glory last issue with basically it's revealed that Veronica Cale has the god of grudges known as Nemesis basically sort of trapped in her basement. Now, Veronica Cale's got a couple of grudges of her own against Wonder Woman, and I think it's even kind of half-assed legitimate because in the pages of Greg Rucka's Rebirth Wonder Woman run, Veronica Cale's daughter Isidore had her soul taken from her, so to speak, by the twin sons of Ares, Phobos and Deimos, and her soul was basically trapped on Themyscira, essentially trapped in captivity with Ares. And that whole arc, that whole Rebirth Rucka Wonder Woman run basically ended with Isidore being essentially forced to have to stay on Paradise Island because for whatever reason she couldn't return to our world because of the magic and because of the nature of the curse that Phobos and Deimos did. The only way she could be guaranteed a semblance of a normal life is if Isidore, Veronica Cale's daughter, remained on Paradise Island with the Amazons and essentially be raised as an Amazon. And of course that would mean that Veronica Cale, being in our realm, would never see her daughter again because even Wonder Woman is prevented from ever going and seeing her mother on Themyscira. So the whole thing was tragic, and it fostered further resentment by Veronica Cale toward Wonder Woman and toward the gods. And so it's rather interesting that the god of grudges herself, Nemesis, is trapped in the basement of Veronica Cale's basement. Now what's interesting here is that this issue involves Veronica Cale sort of creating a PR disaster in order to set Wonder Woman up, in order to make Wonder Woman look as bad as possible. Now this is something that absolutely Veronica Cale would do. I like J. Willow Wilson's handle, sort of her handle on the character Veronica Cale. I think she's got a decent enough understanding of Veronica Cale's motivations. I actually love Veronica Cale. I actually side with Veronica Cale. I sided with Veronica Cale in Greg Rucka's Rebirth run. I still do. I think Veronica Cale is absolutely right. I think Wonder Woman does owe Veronica Cale. I think Wonder Woman has treated Veronica Cale quite badly. I think Wonder Woman owes it to Veronica Cale to find a way to get her daughter Isidore back from Themyscira, to find a way. And she ought to be cooperating with Veronica Cale and keeping Veronica Cale in the loop. Now, I know I'm an outlier on that. I know that. I'm kind of being a jerk about it. I just like Veronica Cale. You know, some people like Lex Luthor, some people like Darth Vader. I like Veronica Cale. she's just that typical bitch type, but she's a sympathetic character because at the end of the day, Veronica Cale loves her daughter Isidore, and while she never really treated her daughter Isidore necessarily all that well, Veronica Cale really hated Isidore's father, and we've never met Veronica Cale's husband, the father of Isidore. Maybe at some point we will, but Veronica Cale doesn't exactly have a love. She seems to be sort of almost, she doesn't exactly have a, she's a strong-willed woman, and I don't think she's a big lover of men per se. She's a control freak, and she's probably she's got that corporate mentality where she works 16-hour days and she wants to be very, very successful, and she basically has a resentment toward the gods that probably rivals everyone. And she basically manipulates circumstances so that Wonder Woman, who at the beginning of this issue is with Steve Trevor and Aphrodite at her home, is basically approached by a Pegasus-like creature telling her, look, you got to come with me. There's this big accident, a big explosion. And basically it's this big crater that was created from an explosion near one of Veronica Cale's factories, and she goes and she confronts Nemesis. She ends up attacking Nemesis, and Veronica Cale makes it look like it's Wonder Woman is attacking an innocent employee, and all just to get under Wonder Woman's skin and to tell Wonder Woman that, guess what, based upon the information that I have from all my resources, Themyscira has been destroyed. Thank you very much. You told me that my daughter, Isadora, would be safe, and she's likely gone. She's likely dead, just like all your Amazons, just like your mother. Thanks a lot, Wonder Woman. And of course, this issue ends with Wonder Woman feeling really, really guilty, and Wonder Woman always hates Veronica Cale. But Wonder Woman feels alone. It aggravates Wonder Woman's feeling of aloneness, which maybe flies in the face a little bit to the feeling of love and companionship and passion that she was feeling with Steve Trevor at the beginning of this issue. I mean, just as an aside, you gotta love Steve Trevor, right? He's in a place. He's in a place in the same building as Aphrodite and Wonder Woman, and he's getting some action from Wonder Woman, huh? Lucky guy. And he actually complained about Aphrodite being there. Why would you complain about that? Good Lord, if she wants to watch, let her watch. Now, Aphrodite still is wearing the same clothes, it seems like she did last issue. She still looks like a 1980s hooker. Or like she's at a 1980s slumber party or some damn thing. But it is what it is. It's interesting that as Wonder Woman leaves Steve Trevor and she ends up discovering that this PR disaster that is set up to make her look bad by Veronica Cale, it feels a little bit forced that Wonder Woman does. Is Wonder Woman going to feel alone now if Themyscira's gone? She doesn't actually know Themyscira's gone. She probably knows better that she shouldn't trust Veronica Cale. Veronica Cale loves getting under Wonder Woman's skin. If she can hurt Wonder Woman, make her feel bad in any way, Veronica Cale's going to do it. And frankly, I think Veronica Cale is within her right to piss Wonder Woman off. Wonder Woman needs a good bitch slap on this. She needed one coming out of that original Greg Rucka run. Her treatment of Veronica Cale, I think it was not becoming of her. Wonder Woman, I've said this before, Wonder Woman has humiliated herself and supplicated herself in front of Ares and in front of the twin sons of Phobos and Deimos, and yet she couldn't bring herself to help Veronica Cale. She couldn't bring herself to promise Veronica Cale back then that she would look for her daughter Isadora, find a way to get her soul back, to bring her back to Earth from Themyscira, because these are two that should be getting along. Now, Wonder Woman gives a lot of lip service to it, and of course, I think most fans would probably disagree with me and say, well, it's all Veronica Cale's fault because Veronica Cale's such a bitch, and she won't even let Wonder Woman be a friend to her. Read the issues. Read all the issues. Wonder Woman is an equal bitch to Veronica Cale. And I'm just going to put that out there. That's my view, because I like Veronica Cale. It's called cognitive dissonance, okay? Don't leave me alone in my outlier status. In any event, guys, I actually like this issue better than... It's the best J. Willow Wilson issue so far. It's picking up a little bit. It's interesting to see how is Veronica Cale controlling the god of grudges, the Nemesis, and what exactly does Veronica Cale have planned? And Veronica Cale gives an insult to Wonder Woman that is first class. She says to Wonder Woman, she says, you think you have the right to march into whatever conflict you please and be the boss? You've got a savior complex that would make my very expensive therapist roll over and cry. And it's so true. Veronica Cale nailed Wonder Woman. That's exactly right. Wonder Woman does have a savior complex. Wonder Woman is all show. She flies around, she throws her magic lasso around, she supplicates herself, gets on her knees, pretends she cares for everybody. But then, if she doesn't like you, like Wonder Woman doesn't like Veronica Cale, will she go to bat for Veronica Cale? No. Will she help Veronica Cale with her daughter, Isadora? No. Unless it's convenient for her, right? I mean, whatever's convenient for Wonder Woman, then it's okay. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think of Wonder Woman 64. I think this thing is finally improving a little bit. We're getting a villain that's putting Wonder Woman in her proper place. Anyways, tell me what you think. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. Hit the subscribe button, and until next time, Comic Boom out.